Welcome to today's episode. Today we are talking about how to entertain as a speaker and drive impact and income. And we have two great speakers to help us talk through this today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for
Yeah,
having us. We're stoked to be here.
yeah, thank you.
Why don't why don't you start and introduce a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm going to introduce Justin. Justin Guarini is well known for being on season one of American Idol and performing in front of 30 million people. He turned that into a 20 plus year entertainment career, having starred in incredible shows, some roles created for him, 7 different Broadway shows. He was the little sweet character of Dr. Pepper and is currently a voice on a popular Disney cartoon. And he's my partner on an Elite Speakers Network. I was incredibly blessed and honored when I got to meet him. First hired him and then started working with him. And he is amazing at unlocking authentic performance from people on stage so they can command comfortably. And we run that business now together.
Kim Walsh Phillips is not only my business partner, but she is also my coach and someone I marvel at because for more than 20 years, she has been one of the go-to marketing messaging gurus. Matter of fact, created a company that landed on the Inc. 500 list of the fastest growing companies, has made over $1 billion for her clients online, is a best-selling author multiple times over, and is the secret weapon behind people like Kevin, Mr. Wonderful O'Leary, and Dan Kennedy. As a matter of fact, wrote a book with Dan Kennedy, which is his #1 best-selling book of all time. And when I first was an MC for Kim at her events, I was floored by the information that I was seeing. So much so that, like, normally I'll go, I'll MC and then I'll just go off and could be looking at my phone or doing something else. But I felt that the information that she was giving was so amazing that I just started doing the work. I then became a client, and now we're business partners together, bringing our years of experience in entertainment and in marketing and messaging together to teach people how they can entertain their way to impact and income.
Amazing. So we're ready to be inspired. Why don't you
Can we set
share?
the bar lower than that, Eric? Can we be like, we're ready to hear a thing? We want to exceed expectations.
Yeah,
Come on.
come on.
We're ready to be entertained.
Hey.
Let's hear a story about some of the success you've been able to drive with some of your clients and getting them these kind of great speaking opportunities where they can drive impact and income.
And would it be okay, Eric, as we're telling this, we break it down what people can get from it, how they can use some of these strategies
Yeah.
at the same time? Would that be cool with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So one of the things that people do often in their marketing is they make the marketing about the thing that they do, right? Or they make the marketing about why they're the perfect choice or about their product, their program, or their service. And that often translates to a talk, right? But the secret to effective marketing and communication is to focus on the audience, the problem that they have, and to describe that problem in the way that your target market describes the problem. So one of our clients is Brian Clockiston, and his target market is home service companies. He works with contractors, roofers, HVAC companies. And when we started working with Brian, he was doing general type marketing, like how they could quote unquote grow their business. And it really could apply to any type of business. But when we really focused on who his right fit clients are, they're people who already invest in marketing. He needed clients who were already investing in marketing because his secret sauce is he could take the marketing they're already doing and dramatically change it so they can increase their profits without having any increased expense. So we have to take that as the problem. They want to
Yeah.
increase their revenue, they want to increase their profit and turn that into a talk. His talk then became on how the marketing flip to triple your revenue with your Google ads. That is a very specific message, but it's right fit for his target clients. And him doing that one talk in 30 days, he was able to generate $1.25 million in revenue. Like
Yeah.
when we focus on the right market and the right message. And Justin, maybe you want to share about Kimmy, how we came up with one specific message for her that focused on her right fit client.
Absolutely. Kimmy is our client who is a relationship guru. And so she's all about helping people who may feel a little awkward, who might not know how to dress, who might not know what to say when it comes to finding that perfect relationship, that forever love. And yet, if you just said, oh, before she was just talking about relationship guru, relationship help, there are a million billion books, a billion training videos, billion products out there that are like that. But when it came to niching down and calling out a specific person with, again, just like Kim said, that specific right fit message, we were able to help her narrow in her focus, which is something a lot of business people don't want to do because they want to try and serve everybody. But there's a reason why they say the riches are in the niches, because when you can narrow down your focus and call out your right fit ideal client with the right fit message, it makes a huge difference. So what did we say? We said flirt over 40. How to flirt, how to be flirty over 40, right? And it was so interesting because we cut out so many people who were maybe in their 20s or teens and 30s looking for things. How to be a flirt over 40. It was a very specific audience that had a very specific set of needs. And it just attracted her right fit people. That message is so vitally important. And when you can actually niche it down and focus in and call out your right fit person, as scary as it might seem to focus, you're actually going to get more of the right people to come in your business, and you can feed them more of the right message.
With the right message, you have a tighter audience, but you also have much higher conversion, right?
Absolutely.
Well,
Because
and you'd think that you'd have a tighter audience, but here's the thing, Eric, which is so interesting. If we keep the message too broad, we have no audience.
mhm,
Because when our message is broad, we are just a message out in a sea of sameness, and nobody feels like they need to hear our thing because it just sounds like everybody else. So
right.
you either choose growing an audience, which only comes from getting specific in your message, or never being heard, which happens when we keep our message too broad.
Yeah, and I like that you use that specific language of tighter audience. When I heard you say tighter audience, I didn't think smaller audience. I think an audience that's more in alignment with one another. And something else that we see people when they go too broad, when they create a community where it's just everybody and anything, then it's a looser, to use the opposite of what you said, audience. And we are all about making sure that you surround yourself with people who will uplift and normalize your greatness. So when you're surrounded and you create a community of like-minded individuals who all have the same goal, they may come from different backgrounds, different ways of life. Yes, I love the idea and the concept of having a tighter audience, not smaller, but a tighter audience that is more in alignment, not only with your message, but with one another as well.
So more founders and executives, I think, want to get out there and use speaking as a channel to drive impact and make more revenue, but I think they struggle with how to do it. So what are your guys' secrets on how people can get started and be successful in doing this?
Start by recognizing that one problem you want to solve and literally work on focusing on one thing that you're really great at solving and coming up with some strategies that you can have around solving it. So you start there. Then you come up with a story that relates to a time where either you solved that problem yourself or a client solved that problem. And then you come up with a formula or system to solve that problem that becomes uniquely yours. So now we're going to put our full talk together. We can do this on social media. We can do this on a podcast. We could do this on from the stage. We start with the story. We call that the grand entrance, where they're engaged in the story right away by feeling like they can see you, feel you. They get out of their head and into their heart. We then promise them there's a way to have the same success themselves. We give them the system that they need to follow to make it happen. And then we make our final call to action either something that's motivational and inspiring, something that they can change in their life, or it can be a call to action to get a free gift or schedule a call with you. Or finally, you can literally make an offer from the stage where people can start to work with you. And now you're not just creating leads from the stage, but you're actually creating clients from the stage. That's how you get started.
Awesome. Finish by selling from the stage. I love it. And I think you guys have a great piece of content around how people can find the right places to get out there and talk. That's part of the system, right?
It is. It's really good. So the free gift we give out is typically our masterclass all around how to do this exact system and how you start from no following, never having been spoken on stage before, and how to become a highly paid elite keynote speaker. And you go to speakandgrowrichworkshop.com. That's speakandgrowrichworkshop.com.
Awesome. I'll also link to that in the show notes. Really appreciate you both being with us today, sharing these stories and these secrets. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks
Pleasure.
so much
Thanks for
for
having
having
us.
us. It's been a blast.